Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is a story of what if Naruto was neglected in a prodigy. What if Naruto's parents never died? What if Naruto had younger siblings? What if Naruto was neglected? Find out the journey of a young boy who is neglected and joins the anbu to make his skills refined. Before we start, thank you for all the support, it really means a lot to me, and don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel and check the description for the creator of this great fanfic. So let's start now.
Gato,
Hey guys, I forgot to tell you that on today's exam I am late by 10 to 20 minutes. He asked me a reason. I thought to say I got lost in the path of life, but chosen no, because he might use 1000 years of death on me, so I managed to sweet talk my invigilator to allow me to write the exam. The sweet talk is like Kakashi. And by the way, I slept like Shikamaru in the exam. Chapter 24. Hello there. I am VK, aka Tsukuyomi, and I am back with another chapter. I hope you like it. Comment down your opinion. I want to see. And Karen does not know her parents in this story. Let's begin the chapter. Naruto flashed away to Tsunade to check if Shishui is okay. He flashed in and scared Tsunade. Kid, don't scare me like that. Naruto apologized for that and asked how Shishui is. Tsunade said, you brought it at the right time. If you were late for even a minute, the poison would have spread and it would be impossible to stop it. Naruto nodded at that information. Shishui recovered after some hours and was shocked to see he was in the hospital. Then the memories came back to him and he screamed, DANZOOOOO. Quote. Naruto heard this and entered the room. Shishui saw the commander and bowed. Naruto said, whoa, rest, you don't need to bow now. Shishui nodded and got up and was going to ask what happened after he left, but Naruto said, I will explain it, but first calm down. Shishui calmed down. Then Naruto explained what happened after he left. Shishui was shocked that the commander took 500 shinobis alone and won. Then he understood why this was the youngest commander. Then Naruto said, Danzo would be handled by Hokage, but I don't think he will survive the Hokage's wrath. It would be most likely would be done after the meeting with Fugaku. So rest, we need you to be in full health before the meeting, otherwise your genjutsu might not work. Shishui nodded and went to sleep. Naruto flashed away to his home and got down to his boxers and got to his bed and slept. He knows tomorrow would be a hectic day, so he wanted to be prepared. Then the next day he woke up and got in his anbu gear and went to the Hokage's office to prepare for the meeting that was being held today. Hokage nodded his head, seeing dragon, and they continued their preparation. Half an hour later everything was set and Naruto flashed to his office and saw the stacks of paperwork. He cursed it and he understood why his father would always be busy. Naruto groaned and made 4 shadow clones and started his work. A few minutes passed and there was a knock on his door and he allowed to let them in. Amu poked his head out and saw the commander doing paperwork. Then he apologizes if he interrupted anything. Naruto said, no, come in, I might get a few minutes off the paperwork. Then he saw his shadow clones stop. He said, not you all, you do your work. They groaned and continued their work. Itachi chuckled a little and got in the room. He thanked the commander for saving his friends. He nodded and said, it is my duty as a commander to save. But I know you are here only for that. Am I correct? Itachi nodded and said, indeed, actually it is a piece of bad news. I have learned that Fugaku Uchiha also has Mangekyo Sharingan, so there is a chance might escape Shishui's genjutsu. Naruto was shocked that Fugaku had Mangekyo but didn't show it. Naruto nodded at the information and dismissed Itachi. Naruto turned to his shadow clones and said, you do the work, I am going to talk to Hokage. They nodded and Naruto made a shadow clone replace his real self. Then he flashed away to the Hokage's office. He entered without knocking and saw Minato making out with Kushina. As soon as he saw that, he turned 180. Minato saw the commander and blushed and told Kushina that somebody was there. She blushed and moved aside. Minato cleared his throat and asked, may I ask you, why did you just barge in? Naruto turned around and saw they were separated. Then he cleared his throat. He said, I didn't expect you to make out in the office. Anyways, we got a piece of bad news from Amu. This got Minato's full attention. Naruto was going to begin but stopped when he remembered Kushina was here. He glanced at her, then at Minato. He understood what the commander is saying and he asked Kushina to leave. Kushina pouted and left and said she would be waiting. Naruto continued, Amu got the bad news that Fugaku has Mangekyo Sharingan. Minato was shocked that Fugaku had Mangekyo but let Naruto continue. Amu is saying that there might be a chance that Fugaku broke out of the genjutsu. So we have to make a plan B if he does get out. Minato nodded and they made a plan. Time skip to the meeting. The meeting started and there were Fugaku and the elders, Minato, Naruto, Itachi, and Shishui. Minato started the conversation and tried to negotiate with Fugaku but he can see that it was doing nothing. Then Minato did signal to Shishui to do the plan. Shishui activated his Mangekyo and did the Koto Amatsukami. As they expected, all the elders were in the genjutsu and Fugaku activated his Mangekyo and broke out. As soon as he got out of the genjutsu, Naruto came behind him and he had his Rinnegan activated and he took out the soul of Fugaku, hence killing him. Itachi and Shisui were shocked that Fugaku was killed. Itachi awakened his Mangekyo and he had tears of blood. Naruto said to Shisui, plant the memories that Makoto would be the new clan leader and erase anything for a coup. They will say Fugaku was unfit for the clan position. Shisui nodded and did the same thing that Naruto told. Naruto looked at the Itachi and said, there was no other Itachi. Uchiha nodded his head. Minato looked at them and said, this is a SS rank secret, you can't reveal anything that happened in this room. If you do then your punishment would be death. Is that understood? You can say this to Makoto, she has the right to know. They nodded. Naruto made a wood clone and he transformed into Fugaku. They left the room as if nothing had happened in the room. Fugaku, Naruto, went home, Itachi's home. Then Makoto called them for dinner and they sat down and started eating. Fugaku nodded his head and Itachi nodded and said, Mother, me and father want to talk to you. Makoto was confused, why did they want to talk to her and why didn't Fugaku said anything. She shrugged and they finished their dinner and they went to the room. She sat down and Itachi started, Mother, as you know we were trying to do a coup against the village. Makoto was not liking where this was going but let her son continue and she nodded. We had a meeting to negotiate but the clan elders and father didn't agree so we had to use force to stop. Itachi stopped to see how his mother would react. Makoto looked shocked that they had to use force. Itachi continued to tell what happened today at the meeting and Fugaku transformed back to Naruto. Makoto began to cry because her husband had to die but she controlled her emotions. Naruto said, I am sorry for your loss. I honestly can't feel what you are going through but we had no other chance. She nodded. Sorry again but you have to carry more burden because you have been the clan head. Until Itachi is 18 inches. Makoto nodded while sobbing a little. Then the whole Uchiha clan was assembled by the clan leaders and they announced the new leader and said that Fugaku was unfit for leadership and that he have committed suicide last night. They all were shocked at the sudden news that they received. Sasuke began to cry a lot and his Sharingan activated. Everything went smoothly after that. The Uchiha clan had a funeral for Fugaku and they had to move on their life. Makoto now took the seat of clan head and Itachi had his girlfriend Izumi. Naruto teased him now and then about that. Time skip 5 years. Naruto and Yugao grew closer and did that. Naruto also gave his commander position to Tenzo and retired from Anbu and Yugao became an Anbu captain. Itachi also retired after Izumi and his mother bugged him constantly. Naruto also forgives his family and had good relationships with his siblings. Naruto would also sometimes train Sasuke a bit. Naruto was now an elite Jonin. He was summoned to the Hokage tower and he don't the reason. He saw Minato and other Jonins there. He understood now what was going on. Minato came there and said, you all must know why you are here but even if you don't know you are being assigned to chapter 25. I am back with another chapter. I hope you like it. You all must know why you are here even if you don't know you are assigned to be a Jonin sensei and lead a team of Genins, Minato said to all the Jonins. The Jonins nodded and soon Minato was giving them their team. Naruto's turn came and Minato said, Naruto wait here for Itachi. Then I will give you the team. Naruto was confused as to why he was waiting for Itachi but shrugged it off. After a few minutes, Itachi came and greeted them. He asked, what service do you need from me Hokage-sama? Minato nodded and said, at the academy, their odd number of students have passed the exam so we have one short person to complete the team. Naruto was feeling good listening to that but let his dad continue. So we have decided that we will have our first 5 Genin team. Originally Naruto would be the Jonin sensei, but we considered he can't give everyone enough time, so we have decided that Itachi would also be the Jonin sensei of the team. Itachi nodded and Naruto did the same. They got their genins names and they were Sasuke, Menma, Naruto, Hinata, and Sai. They took the team profile and left their home. They read the profiles at their home. After that, they went on a double date with their girlfriends. Mizuki incident didn't happen as Mizuki was dead after Minato found out that Mizuki killed a fellow leaf ninja. The next day they went to the academy to pick their team up. They entered through the door and Sasuke and the twins shouted, "Nei-san." Both nodded and told them to meet them at the roof, and Itachi dispersed in the murder of crows and Naruto flashed up. Naruto and Itachi when saw the roof of the academy roof, they had their memories of how became a team here. The kids came up and sat at the stairs and Naruto and Itachi leaned on the railing. Naruto started, "Hello everyone, I am Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze and this is my friend Itachi Uchiha. We both will be your sensei. Now we will introduce ourselves and tell our likes, dislikes, hobby, and goals." Everybody nodded and Sai asked the sensei to go first and they nodded. They said the same as when they were kids, but a hobby was added that they were spending time with their girlfriends but didn't say that. Naruto pointed at Sai and he started, "My name is Sai. My likes are drawing and spending time with my brother. Yes, Sai's brother is alive as he didn't join Root. My dislikes are annoying people. My hobby is the same as my likes and my goal. I haven't thought about it." They nodded and Hinata started. My name is Hinata Hyuga. My likes are my family and, she looked at Menma then covered her face as she was red, but she continues, my dislikes are hurting other people. My hobby is training, gardening. My goal is to make B branch and main family together. They nodded and thought that they have to work on Hinata's confidence. Menma started, "My name is Menma Uzumaki Namikaze. My likes are ramen, my family, and training. My dislikes are the time to cook the ramen. My hobby is training and spending time with my family. My goal is to become the greatest Hokage." They nodded and Naruto started and she said everything the same as Menma. Sasuke started and he was the same as Itachi. After the introduction Itachi said, "Okay, now we all know about each other. We have to take a test if you really will be a genin." They all were confused at that and Naruto said, "But sensei, we already did the genin exams and we became genins." Itachi just scoffed at that. "The academy only passes the students who have the potential to be a genin. We are the ones who choose who can be a team." The team was shocked at that. Itachi continued, "Only 3 teams can pass, so you have a 66% of failing." They were more shocked at that information. Naruto was just smirking at their reactions. He said, "Come to training ground 7 at 6 a.m. Plus I suggest you don't want to eat or you might puke it out." He smiled at that and placed a hand on Itachi's shoulder and flashed away to the nearest tree. He wanted to see their reaction of them and check if there is a drop in teamwork. The team was sitting there processing the information. Then Menma got up and said, "I don't care about that, I will beat Sasuke Tem here and I will how great I am." Naruto told Menma to shut up. Hinata said in a low voice, "WESS should work as a team." But nobody heard her. After that, they went back to their home, and Naruto and Itachi just shook their heads at that and left. Naruto went home and saw Yugao was there. He asked, "Came early?" She nodded at that and threw herself at the bed. "I am exhausted, I was working for 3 days straight." Naruto nodded at that and got on the bed. "Last I remembered you today have to see your new team today with Itachi." Naruto nodded but said, "You are exhausted now, I will tell you later about it. Now is the only time we have got, so let's not waste it." Yugao giggled us at that. The next day Naruto and Itachi came early. Naruto asked, "What do you think, will they pass?" Itachi said nothing for a few seconds and then said, "I can see potential in this team but it would be very hard to bring it out." Naruto nodded at that. He said, "Would you take the test?" Itachi nodded at that. After half an hour later all the team came. The team didn't see you Naruto, so Naruto asked, "Where is Naruto Nei-san?" Itachi said, "Don't worry about him because I will take your test. This is a survival test, you will have to take these bells from me and then you will pass. If you all don't pass then I will tie you to that post and eat your breakfast in front of you. Naruto saw something and asked, "Sensei, there are only three bells." Itachi nodded at that. Yes, nice observation. Only 3 people would pass and the rest would go back to the academy. They were all shocked at that fact. Itachi took out a clock and set it to 2 hours and said, "You will have 2 hours to take a bell from me." Okay, now go. Everybody hid except Menma, who charged straight at Itachi. It was the same as canon except that Itachi was not reading anything and did the 1000 years of death at Menma. Itachi then moved to his brother, which also went as canon. Itachi then went to Saihu, the Super Beast Scroll, but Itachi dodged the thing and he just punched it. He then placed a genjutsu on Sai and he was knocked out. He then moved to Naruto, who was a little more aggressive, but Itachi backhanded her and he knocked her out. Then he went to Hinata, who he just stood there, so Itachi put her on genjutsu, showing that Menma was killed and she fainted. Naruto came down from the trees and said, "Aren't you going a little hard on the kids?" Itachi sighed and said, "They don't even the true purpose of the exercise." Naruto nodded at that. Then they both tied both Menma and Hinata at the pole. After a few minutes they all woke up and saw Itachi and Naruto in front of them. Naruto started, "You all failed. You even failed to grasp the true meaning of the test. It was teamwork and I didn't see any of it in you all." They all hang their heads low. "But we are giving you a chance now to eat up, and after that, we will try it again. But don't feed Menma or Hinata, otherwise you know the consequences." Then Naruto and Itachi shunshined to the nearest tree and waited for their response. Sasuke did the same thing as canon and feed Menma, and Naruto feed Hinata. Naruto and Itachi smiled at that and came near to them and said, "When we told you not to feed them, we were serious. Now what do you want to say about this?" Then Sasuke said, "We are a team, so we will leave our comrade to suffer and we will take the punishment equally. Then you all, pass," said Naruto, and the team was confused. Naruto said, "My senpai said a thing that I respect most. He said that, those who break the rules are scum, but who abandon their comrades are worse than a scum." They nodded at that. Itachi said, "So you all officially Team 7, so meet us at Hokage's tower at 8 a.m. to take your first mission." Then they shunshined to the Hokage tower to give their reports. Another chapter is done. I hope you like it. What mission will they do? What journey is ahead of them? Chapter 26, and I am back with another chapter. I hope you like it. I forgot the main thing to say in the previous chapters, and that is Kurama is freed because the seal does not require a key, and after Naruto reached age 16 he opened it and got KCM too. Now let's begin the chapter. The next day came and the team went to Hokage's tower. They were excited to get their first mission, and Itachi and Naruto were smirking the whole time. They remembered the time when they were also excited about getting their first mission and how their dreams crumbled away. When the Hokage gave them the mission of cleaning a river, the team's eyes widened and their senses were enjoying their reactions. The team groaned while cleaning the river and said, "The worst first mission." Naruto tried to cheer them up and said, "Don't worry guys, after we complete today's mission then I and Itachi-sensei would train you all." The team got excited and thought they were going to learn some new cool jutsu, but how wrong they were. Itachi smirked seeing their reaction and said to Naruto, "I want to see what type of reaction will they give after you train them." Naruto said, "Hey, what do you mean? I just train everybody hard because I want them to be strong." Itachi just whispered, but Naruto heard that. "It is just an excuse because you enjoy torturing them." Naruto just glared at him and he shrugged it off. Naruto said, "I am technically still a level higher than you know. I can still order you around, so I might let you go through my training." He smirked at that. Yes, Itachi is only Jonin. You might say that is not possible, but Itachi only asked to be a Jonin as he wanted to spend his time with his girlfriend. Naruto became an elite Jonin because Yugao is mostly out because of her anbu work. So he didn't want to be bored, so he would take missions. Itachi paled at that comment. He didn't say anything after that, and Naruto was satisfied with that. When they were done with their mission they thought they were going to learn something, but they went through hell. They had to do 200 push-ups, sit-ups, and squats, and they had to do them while wearing weights. Naruto also did it in front of them to encourage them. After 3 hours they were finally finished and they were panting very hard. They thought, never ask Naruto-sensei, Nei-san, for training. Naruto said, "Wanna do more training?" They shook, refusing the offer. Naruto just shrugged it off and went home. The next month went and the team did 40D ranks. Naruto would physically train them while Itachi taught them how to control their chakra. He taught them leaf-sticking exercises, kunai balancing, tree walking, and water walking. The next time when they went to Hokage requesting a mission, the team asked the Hokage to give them a higher rank mission. Hokage looked at Itachi and Naruto and they both nodded. Then Minato said, "Okay, I have a C rank mission for you all, good luck." Then he said his anbu to bring Tazuna. Tazuna entered the room and the whole room was filled with the scent of liquor. The team held their breath to not smell it. Naruto, Itachi, and Minato were not affected by it. Tazuna said, "Okay, this is the team. You all will meet tomorrow at your gate, then we would leave to the land of waves." They nodded at that. Tazuna didn't roast them because they had numbers, plus the team was decent and Naruto and Itachi looked like capable ninjas. Minato asked Naruto and Itachi to wait here. They nodded at that and told the team to pack their stuff for 2 weeks and the team left. Minato said, "I think Tazuna is lying about the rank of this mission, as I could see the nervousness in his eyes when he gave the rank of the mission, so I am sending your team as you both can handle the mission and we want to get resources from the wave. Ask Tazuna to give the team money according to the mission rank after the mission is over. If he can't give, don't worry about it." They both nodded and left to pack their things. I think it was foolish of Hiruzen that he did not see Tazuna's trick. He is freaking Hokage and he has lived through 3 wars, so he must have looked underneath it. The next day they left the village and headed to the land of waves. They were walking and Naruto asked, "Tazuna-san, don't the land of waves have ninjas?" Tazuna was gonna explain it, but Itachi said, "No Naruto, the land of waves doesn't have ninjas because small villages can't handle the expense of being a ninja. The village also don't have anyone to train them." Naruto nodded at that. Then they all saw a puddle in between of their roads. All the team see through the genjutsu and the demon brothers came out of the puddle and attacked. Sasuke did the same thing as Kanon while the rest were guarding the client. Naruto and Itachi didn't do anything because they wanted to see what their students would do in the situation. Naruto caught the second demon brother and placed a truth seal on him. He killed the second one in front of everyone. All the team puked except Sai and Itachi. He asked the normal questions like, "Who sent you here? Who was your target?" The first demon brother said all the truth because of the truth seal. Then Naruto turned to Tazuna and asked, "What are you hiding?" Then Tazuna started to stutter and then calmed down and said how the wave is a poor village and they couldn't afford more than a C rank mission, and if they want to leave then they can. Then Naruto said, "You were already suspicious of Hokage, so he sent us to help if anything goes wrong, so I say we will not continue." How you thought they were gonna continue the mission, but I changed the timeline of it. Don't get offended by these jokes, I add them to spice things up as the story is always a little dark. We will continue. Tazuna sighed in relief and they moved forward on their journey. They got on a boat and went to waves and they got to the land. They saw that there was thick mist here and Tazuna said, "Mist is usual here in the wave." Then they heard rustling in bushes and Sasuke threw a kunai at the bush and a white rabbit came out. Itachi and Naruto saw this and thought it was substitution jutsu and they yelled, "Duck!" Everybody ducked and Naruto took Tazuna down with him. The sword flew above their head and got stuck on the bark of a tree. A man came and was standing at the handle of it. He turned around and saw 2 people that shocked him. The team got up and Itachi and Naruto saw the person on the handle. They told the kids to go back and protect Tazuna and they did just that. I didn't think I would. 2 best ninjas from Konoha here. Uchiha Itachi from Leaf and the Dragon got here. Naruto said, "We also didn't expect the D, and another chapter done. I hope you like it. Chapter 27 and I am back with another chapter. I hope you like it. Let's begin the chapter." Naruto said, "We also didn't expect to see the demon of the mist here." Zabuza was not showing any fear outside, but inside he was cursing Gato and himself for accepting the mission. "Zabuza, we are 2 and you are alone. I suggest you surrender, otherwise we have to battle and you know that you will not win." Zabuza gritted his teeth and had to accept that he can't defeat them. Zabuza then said, "I will not go out without a fight, and if I die I will not regret it." Naruto just smirked at that. Naruto took out his katana and he said to Itachi, "Itachi, protect the client and the kids from the nin hidden in the trees." Haku was shocked that Naruto sensed him but knew that he was a sensory type too. Zabuza was angry that his backup have already failed. Naruto said to Zabuza, "You know once my mother single-handedly defeated the 7 swordsmen of the mist." Naruto started to poke Zabuza and break his mental state to easily defeat him. It worked and Zabuza started to swing his sword randomly. Naruto just used a thing that he mastered recently. The surrounding around Naruto slowed down and blitzed Zabuza and did multiple slashes around his body. Zabuza puked blood but got on his stance and thought that he'd picked a fight with the wrong guy. Naruto turned around and smiled seeing that Zabuza wasn't dead and he was ready for another round. The time slowed down again. Naruto walked to Zabuza and did the slash of hell that he created a year ago. In this, the katana of Naruto would have Kurama's chakra and he would hit his opponent on its weak points and the chakra of Kurama would enter the opponent's body and started to slowly eat it as they can't handle Abijah's chakra and they would feel it. Zabuza started screaming from the pain he is feeling. Haku saw this and tried to rush towards Zabuza but Itachi put him on genjutsu and knocked him out. Naruto left from the ground after he cut Zabuza's head off because he wanted the bounty on Zabuza's head. He sealed it on a scroll. They left for Tazuna's house and throughout the whole way team, 7 was saying how Naruto was so badass and can he teach them the move. Naruto said, "Sorry you can't learn my move as it requires a special type of chakra and you all don't have it." The team sighed at that. Naruto said, "But instead I can teach you all a jutsu." Their eyes lit up at that. They reached the house and Tazuna knocked on the door and Tsunami opened the door and saw her father. She hugged and said how happy she is that her father was alive. Tazuna said to Tsunami to thank the ninjas that saved his life. Tsunami thanked them and they entered. Then Naruto said to his team, "Okay team, today we all will take a rest and tomorrow we will start our training. So get refreshed and come down for lunch and dinner on time, otherwise I will drag you down here without your consent." The team nodded at that. Sasuke, Sai, and Menma would sleep in one room and Naruto and Hinata in another. Naruto and Tsunami would be in a room. Ha thought it was Itachi but no, Tsunami was there and you know they did. Just kidding, Naruto is loyal and he is with Itachi in a room. That day when they went to do their dinner, Inari started shouting at the ninjas about how they will die and how they lived a lavish life. Naruto just shrugged it off and Inari was not happy with that and he went off to his room. Naruto that night went to the room of Inari and explained how his parents neglected him but then also forgives them. He said a thing to Inari which broke him. He said, "Life is not easy for everyone. Some live bad life than some not, you can't blame them all. As for your father, he was the hero of the wave and you should also try to be a hero, not just complain about it. Your father would not want that you would just cry over his death, so try to lessen your pain by opening up to your family and making friends." Inari understood what Naruto wanted to say and he nodded at that and Naruto just smiled at that. The next day Naruto started to teach Sasuke, Naruto, and Menma the lighting style, lighting bullet. He taught Hinata water style, water wall. He taught Sai earth style, headhunter jutsu. They all learned the jutsu in a week. Naruto also made shadow clones for Tazuna to finish the bridge faster. The last day came when the bridge was about to be completed. Gato came and said, "While I thank you for killing that Zabuza, for me I can't because you are making it difficult for me to finish of Tazuna here. So guys, come out and show them what we have got." Then 2 thugs came out holding Tsunami and Inari hostage. Tazuna went to his knees seeing his family in danger. Naruto just activated his swift realize and killed the thugs and went back to his place. Gato was shocked seeing that but he told his men to attack them. The thugs rushed at the team and Itachi said he would handle it and Naruto just shrugged at that. Naruto told his team, "Close your eyes or you might puke." But the team didn't listen to him and saw Itachi slaughter the thugs. They instantly puked after seeing that and Naruto said in a low tone, "Told you." He then walked towards Gato and Gato was sweating bullets. He tried to run but Naruto caught him and lifted him through his suit and said, "Your rule at wave is over, Gato." Then he killed him. Naruto did hand signs and did a fire jutsu to burn the bodies at the bridge. Naruto then saw Haku there and he asked, "Are you here to take revenge for Zabuza?" Haku shook his head and he said, "As much as I want to kill you, I know I can't do that. I was here for Gato as he was not gonna pay us after the mission and because of that Zabuza-sama died." Naruto nodded at that and showed him the head of Gato and he saw that and left. Naruto just shrugged it off and went to Tazuna and said, "The rule of Gato is now over. Tazuna, now can you give us the extra money for the mission as you can afford that? Tazuna nodded at that. They finished the bridge and the name of the bridge was the Great Naruto Bridge. The team left for the village and they were saying how they did nothing on the mission. Then Itachi said, "It's okay to do nothing if the thing is already taken care of. Plus you all couldn't win against them anyways and you all might get injured for life or be dead." They all just gulped hearing that and nodded their head. Naruto said to his team, "You all have to start training hard because in the ninja world surprise attacks can happen anytime and they have to prepare for that." The team nodded at that. Naruto also wanted them to be ready for the Chunin exams. They reached the day after and the team reported on the mission to Hokage. Naruto also gave the head of Zabuza to Minato and Minato said he will give the money of the bounty later and Naruto nodded at that. The next day both Naruto and Itachi went to the meeting room and saw all the Jonins there. Minato came there and said, "As you all must know the Chunin exams are coming near. So we are here to nominate the Genins who will participate in the exams." They nodded at that. Then Minato started the nomination and Guy stepped forward and said, "I want to nominate Team Guy which has Rock Lee, Neji Hyuga, and Tenten." Minato nodded at that and waved to Kurenai. She stepped forward and said, "I want to nominate Team 8 which has Shino Aburame, Sakura Haruno, and Kiba Inuzuka." Minato nodded at that and waved at Asuma. Asuma stepped forward and said, "I want to nominate Team 10 which has Shikamaru Nara, Ino Yamanaka, and Choji Akachimi." Minato nodded at that and waved at Naruto and Itachi. Itachi stepped forward and said, "We want to nominate Team 7 which consists of Sasuke Uchiha, Menma Uzumaki Namikaze, Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, Hinata Hyuga, and Sai." The rest of the Jonins gasped in shock. They were shocked because this year all the rookies are recommended to participate in the Chunin exams. Minato nodded at that and they continued. The next day Naruto asked the team to meet him at Training Ground 7. The team was late and Naruto started to search for them and found them with a team from Suna. Half an hour earlier Menma and the team came out of the ramen shop. Then Menma saw a square-shaped rock following him. He said to the rock, "Konohamaru, there is no square-shaped rock." Konohamaru from inside the box said, "That's what I expected from you, boss." Then there was a small explosion and Konohamaru was saying to his friend that the gunpowder was too much. Then Konohamaru asked Menma will he play ninja with them but he refused. Sakura came saying how ninja can play ninja. Then Konohamaru said it is none of your business ugly. Sakura got mad and started chasing him and Konohamaru bumped into Kankuro. He lifted Konohamaru from the ground and said how dare he bump into him. Tamari tried to calm down her brother but he said that he must teach the brat in some manner. Sakura left seeing that and Menma came there and tried to stop the situation but had no luck. Sasuke then threw a stone at Kankuro's hand and he dropped Konohamaru. Konohamaru runs behind Menma's leg to take cover. Tamari blushed to see Sasuke and thought he is hot. Then the whole Team 7 came there seeing the commotion. Gaara's voice came from the tree he was on. He said how Kankuro was a disappointment to Suna and Kankuro apologized to Gaara. Gaara came down and Sasuke was thinking about how he didn't sense Gaara. Then Gaara introduced himself to Sasuke and asked Sasuke to introduce himself. Sasuke introduced himself to Gaara and then Naruto came there. Now back to the present. Naruto saw Gaara standing there and he can feel some Baiju's chakra. Then he understood that Gaara was Shukaku's Jinchuriki. Then he told his team that they were late and they nodded and left. Then Naruto explained to them that they are now nominated for Chunin exams. They all were excited to hear that. Then Naruto told them to not fight Gaara but didn't explain why. Naruto was talking with Kurama saying, "Kurama, I think Suna is planning something as they don't usually want to send their unstable Jinchuriki here. If he does anything I will kill him." Kurama agreed with Naruto and he said, "Shukaku is crazy as he makes his Jinchuriki crazy too, so I agree on the plan that kills him." Naruto nodded at that. And another chapter done. I hope you like it. Yes, I might kill Gaara or not, it depends on my mood. What will happen in the Chunin exams? Will Team 7 be in trouble? Will they pass the exam? Thanks for listening. I hope you guys liked it. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a like for more what ifs and support the author. See you guys in the next video.